see if anybody comes on there, see if y'all can hear me. Nobody on there yet. Somebody will pop up. I bet Lyle Stokes will pop in here. Hey, Mike Greenwell, what's going on? But can you hear me, Mike? I've got my Bluetooth connected, and I don't know if it's going through. Who we got there? Kentucky Outdoors. It's dangerous, man. I've got the phone up on the dash, and I got my Bluetooth on, so everything's hands-free. Okay, cool. I didn't know if I've never tried using this Bluetooth as a remote microphone. So I'm gonna watch the road and I can see everybody on there. But no, I'm headed back. I've been down in Kentucky today, and I got into some skipjack. Those of you that have me on Facebook have probably seen that picture. I haven't got the full count yet how many I have, but my guess is I got somewhere between 20 and 30. We're gonna find out if I get home. I've got Christina already getting the vacuum sealer bags ready to go. We're going to put some bait back tonight. Got to get those skipjack while they're still around. For some reason, at least for me, they disappear in the wintertime. So weirdest way in the world. I caught these skipjack today. Not a new technique by any means, but new to me. I was watching a video when skips disappear, go to shad. That's the thing. I fish with shad a lot during the year, just because it is so easy for me to catch that close to the house, and I like taking fresh bait with me. But that 45 pounder I caught last year, that 45 pound blue that. Steam thing. I know it. That 45 pound blue I caught my personal best, caught 3 days before Christmas last year, and that come off of a whole gizzard shad about 3 inches long. We've been chunking big baits out there behind that wing dike all day long and just getting pecked to death by dinks. And I finally decided I was going to catch one of them, so I threw that little shad out there and let it dance around behind that wing dike, and that big old cat come up there and ate it. But I watched a video last night. I'd love to take credit for this technique, but there ain't no way I can do it because I'm not smart enough to come up with this. Regular dude fishing, John Null. I'm sure a lot of you guys watch John, and he switch lanes. He's one of the best at catching skipjack. I watched a video where he used a planer board, a sabiki rig, and a Foley spoon. He made this, and a popping cork, and he made this Frankenstein-looking rig, and set that out there on he used a Tanglewood Catfish Extreme rod, and he set that thing out there, let it sit in the current, let it fish for him, and I think he caught a couple fish on it in the video. But man, they were slaughtering that thing today. You get it right out there on that seam, and if you could get it locked in on that seam, you just sit and wait. And I was waiting until there was at least 2 on there before I'd start reeling it in. I'd let them hook themselves and just hang out, like using fresh Asian cream. You know what? I have tried that one time. It was back during the summer. A buddy of mine that I work with, he and I went out and we put on there at Cape Girardeau on the Mississippi. And as we were idling across to the area that we wanted to fish first, about a 13 or 14 pound Asian carp come like a Polaris missile out of the water and speared my buddy in the shoulder and flopped down the floor of the boat and everything. And I said, throw that thing in the live well, we'll cut him up and use him as bait. And we got some bites on it that day. Well, it was a pitiful day out there. It was like 100 degrees and not a a cloud in the sky. It's just one of those days that I would have been better off staying home or doing anything other than being on that river that day. But now that being said, I'll switch lanes again. That being said, Ben Gable, River City Catfishing, was out there on the river that same day, and he tore him up. But that's Ben, and he knows the Mississippi River a whole lot better than I do. Never anything better than fishing. That's true. That is true. And you know what? Especially both of us could have been at work, so it could have been a whole lot worse. We sat out there and we caught one little bitty old dink, and the bull was flying, and the stories were getting told, and you know, that's just an all-around good day, no matter how you cut it. But, so what's been going on, everybody? I've been out here since I've been up since about 10:30 last night. So I'm going home and going to bed, and I got to go back to work tonight about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Kentucky Dam for skip break? No, actually not. I'm gonna give away my secret here. And tomorrow, people are gonna see this, and tomorrow you're not gonna be able to get a line in there. I caught all the skipjack at the Paducah boat ramp. Now there's a couple of them. It's the one with the courtesy dock. So if you're familiar with the Paducah boat ramps, that's the one I was at. And I sat there on the courtesy dock of the Paducah boat ramp, and I've got Caitlin with me. She's in the back seat munching on stuff, and she and I sat out there most of the afternoon and just started catching fish, and had a good time, and played on the phone and tried to keep our minds on anything but this stinking election. And we're not even going to get started on that. But you know, it was nice just to get a break from all that. I catch them around boat ramps a lot. They look good for skipjack. I got to take these sunglasses off. For whatever reason, I can't read my phone if it's on there. It's either the sunglasses or the fact that in a couple months I'm gonna be 40, so I'm gonna go with the sunglasses. But no, I went out there. I forget what day it was. It was one day last week. I went out there and tried to catch it by that ramp, and I was just throwing jigs. Age is good for you. Thank you. But they had I was pitching jigs out there by that boat ramp, and they'd come up, and they were striking at it, they were flashing it, but they wouldn't hook up. And I tell you what, I'm a firm believer that just letting that planer board hold that thing in one spot long enough, and that Foley spoon dancing back behind that sabiki rig, it gave them a stationary target to finally come up and hit. They were being a little bit timid about it, but once they'd hit, the fight was on. But no, I tell you what, I went down at least one day last week and spent the day down there behind Kentucky and Barkley, and then out there at that boat ramp trying to catch some skips. I struck out. I got up early Sunday and went down there and spent the whole day from daylight to dark floating between Kentucky and Barkley dams, and never caught a single skipjack. But if any of you guys live around this area, I mean, it was this third of the country. The winds Sunday were gusting somewhere around 40 miles an hour. It was not a good day to be trying to fish, but I did anyway. I didn't have nothing better to do. But got out there, and again, they were flashing at it, but they wouldn't commit. They were riding slow. Also went fishing from a boat for them. Take an extra rod, throw it out, leave that rod in the holder, catch them like that. You know what? I'd like to do that. Yeah, I'm on 57 North. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm coming up on it. I'm just east of exit 16 on I-24. So I'll ride I-24 out until it hits. It ends up there at about the 45 on 57, and I get on 57, take it the rest of the way home. But there was a bad wreck Sunday night. It was on the eastbound side. You need to come down. Let me know next time you're down in this area. We'll go fish. We'll make that happen somehow. And especially if you give me a little bit of a heads up on it, we'll figure out something. But no, I'm coming up. If you guys are familiar with this area, I'm coming. Wren Lake. I love Wren Lake. I don't fish it as much as I probably should, especially being as close as it is. But when it comes about the end of April, usually when those crappie turn on, and you can get up there and they'll chase a roadrunner. Man, I have a blast catching those things on ultralights, and they get huge up there at that lake. But that's usually when I put we'll be there meet and greet. We'll have a meet and greet there the third week in May. I'll make sure to make that. I will make sure to make that. I was coming back through here Sunday night, and I think our password was actually but man, there was one heck of a wreck out here. It was on the eastbound side, and I couldn't really tell what had gone on. Hit me up on Facebook. I'll do that, man. But they had traffic backed up for miles. But I mean, anybody familiar with this stretch of the interstate down at this end of the state, it's Death Race 2000 down here. But and that phone is wanting to jump off that dash, and it's going to at some point. But and about it today. That area's bad for hitting. Yeah, that ain't no kidding. That ain't no kidding at all. Knock on wood, I ain't hit one in a long time. But I've had a few close calls. I had a close call the other night on the way to work. And I honestly don't know how I didn't hit that. But I didn't hit it because it decided at the last minute it was going to move. That's the only thing that. Oh, there we go. I knew it was going to happen. I haven't. I don't have anything to hold my phone. I've got it propped up against my my Sirius radios up on the dash. It's one of those little Sirius Onyx or whatever. And run the smoker. Where are you smoking? I might keep driving north. These things up. It's gonna get dark. Man, you know what? Here it is, and it's barely over the trees. And we might take a little brisket, chickens made with pork steaks. I put pork steaks in that smoker, and I made my own rub for them that time. And man, they were good. But I don't know. I don't use as often as it should. And really, I mean, I've got one of those electric ones. I forget who makes it, Master Pro or something like that. It's easy to use. It's kind of a set it and forget it kind of thing. I don't know. Get distracted. Pork steaks. That's what I used. It was a brown sugar, and I used some garlic. I forget what it ever. So that I could come close to making it the same way the next time. Man, they turned out real good. I sauced them right there at the end. Can't remember what I put. Might have been Mark's Feed Store sauce. We go to Mark's Feed Store every time we go to Louisville for CatCon. It's down there in the old part of town there in Louisville, and we really like that. That's our go-to place every time. I made that one. That's the only time I've tried it. Now, my buddy Heath that you see in my videos all the time, man, man, he can make. He's always running that smoker. It was his birthday a couple months ago, and he's like, I asked what he was going to do. He said, I'm sitting out. And he put, I don't know how much stuff through that smoker. And, man, this, you know, for as much as they Texas, you'd think we could get a road that wasn't bumpy. Yeah, mine's electric, and it's got the little element in there, and it takes dump those chips there on that thing. I usually it's got that water pan you put in there. I put that water pan and fill it about half with water and half with apple juice or something. It seems like it works. Right lane closed ahead. Yeah, we're going to come up into road construction here in a minute. But tell you what, I don't want ISP to mess with me, even though I'm using hands-free. I don't think they take too kindly to being on. Let me just spoke some comment. I'm going to make sure I read that right. Yes, absolutely. Now that stay-at-home sheeple, I work with that. I guarantee I work with this person, and I can't figure out who it is. Because I have asked the two people that I thought it was, and it's neither one of them. Either that or they're lying to me. But did work with me. I don't work with you no more? That changes everything. Okay. You're not going to tell me either. You're going to make me guess, aren't you? Come on in there, big truck. Brown to blue. Yeah, I went brown to blue, and then we went blue to gray and stayed at the same spot. But, who knows? I'm counting down. I'm inside of 17 years to retirement, whether I like it or not. I'm Mando at 57. But, so I'll mandatory out about the time Caitlin's good and committed to go into college. So how's that work? It means I need to hit the lottery or really learn to fish and become a guide. But I've heard there's big money in that. Rumble strip. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're sandblasting that bridge over there. But, let's get back up. Set. There's 7 people on there now. If you're just hopping in, guys, I'm headed up the interstate. We've been talking about anything. We started out talking about bait, and we've covered a little bit of everything tonight. Just kind of shooting the bull, you know, and keeping company while I'm driving home here, because you guys are all doing me a favor. You're keeping me awake. I'm coming up on we're at hour number 20 now, easily. But I just looked in the back. Caitlin's back there. She is out, completely out. She fished hard today. We went on an adventure. We went and got McDonald's, sat on a boat ramp fishing and eating McDonald's, and eating cheeseburgers with skipjack slime on them. Careful deer on them. That ain't no kidding. We were talking about that a minute ago, Sheeple. Said they're all over the place. We've been counting all the dead ones down here. But, I said I about smoked one day last week. It was probably Friday night. I was going to work. About smoked one, come real close. But, it's getting cold. Look up here. 68 degrees. When I left Paducah, it was 73. So we haven't come that far north, but once that sun gets underneath those trees, man, the temperature's falling off fast. But let's see what we got here. Should be getting ready to come up on 57. I hadn't gone. I was sitting there. We were headed home. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go live. I ain't gone live in a while. And usually I intend to, and I intend to do it while I'm catching fish. And you know, especially anybody that fished that couples tournament can attest. Trying to get a fish to bite while you are live adds an entire degree of difficulty to the whole situation of fishing there. But, and trying to maintain your cool while you are fishing live adds a big degree of difficulty, because I didn't want Chad to have to hit the mute button on his end to keep the PG rating. But we did good. We did. The only issues we had was we had a few rods that just weren't my confidence rods, and we were using them anyway, and kept missing fish on them. And I mean, they're tangling with catfish whisker whips. They're good rods. There's nothing wrong with them at all. But as a matter of personal preference, I like the Extreme better. And just seems like for me, I hook up better on those Extremes. But after that tournament, I was like, no, we missed half dozen fish at least. So I ended up, there was a guy down in South Carolina or something. He bought all 4 of them that I had. He shark fishes down there with him. So if that tells you anything, you catch a big 200-pound lemon sharks on a tangle with catfish whisker whip. So he sent me pictures. That ought to dispel any myths about, oh, those rods won't hold up to anything. If they'll haul in a 200-pound shark, they'll certainly mess with any catfish in the water. But just for me, it was I don't know. I like that Extreme. I like it. Extreme just has a little bit more backbone. All right, we're gonna try it. We're getting ready to make the transition to I-57 here. It's gonna be fun. And it goes 4 lanes down to 3, and then quickly down to 2. So we're gonna get out here and hit the gas. There we go. We made it. Sheeple, you still on here? Guess not. Guess he took off. I'm telling you, I would love to know who that is. I was sitting there. He's made comments before. Oh, counting deer. Okay. Send me a message. We're gonna have to open that in a minute. I don't know what that'll do to my live stream if I try to open a message on Facebook Messenger right now. It looks like Terry Rogers, but I can't tell from the thumbnail. All right, buddy, I'll move over and get down. I'm running 80 and a 70, and this guy's running right up on me like I'm sitting still. You can have it. You're in that big a hurry. Hello. You can get the ticket instead of me. But, I don't know. We need more stuff to talk about. Somebody change the subject, put something in the chat, we'll run with it. How's that? Who's going to CatCon 21? Who thinks the governor of Kentucky will allow them to have CatCon in 21? I know the dates are set and everything. Everything looks good to go. I know that Steve has made major. It looks like major changes to the layout there at the expo center to accommodate the whole COVID thing. But I'm looking forward to it. We we've been every year. We missed the first one. It was the only one we've ever missed, and that's the one that it was at Jeff Jones Marine, if I remember right. And we didn't go to that one. I didn't know anything about it till after the fact, but we've been to every one since then. We have a blast. It was like homecoming. You see, run into people that you see once a year, and you pick up the conversation. It's right where you left off. That's almost getting to be. It's almost family there. When you can do that. Yeah, we're going to get home and vacuum seal some. COVID is over. It wasn't a popular. Yeah. We already mentioned that, and we said we're not going to go. We said we're not going to go there in this live stream. I'd like to keep I've got no strikes on YouTube. I'd like to keep it that way. And if I get started on that, I'll end up with a strike. But yeah, who knows? Can't change it one way or the other. But let's see here. Almost home. Get pulled off the interstate, I'll in that live stream. I like everybody, but I don't necessarily like you enough to let you know where I live. But sheep will get on there and tell everybody probably. But I would love to find out who that is. I've had to remove a few of his comments because they're kind of borderline, and I'm like, no, I can't have that on there. I can get rid of that. Gotta be nice somewhat. But, that's why I have two Facebooks. I have a Facebook that's fishing related, and I keep that clean. And I have a Facebook that is mine, and mine alone. And 3/4 of the time, old Zuckerberg has that one locked down so hard I can't post, can't even log into it. So if that tells you anything. Somebody in the secret safe with me, and I got somebody in the fast lane that wants to do about 65. So we're going both extremes here. I'm hoping. I tell you what, I think I'm gonna, if I can swing it tomorrow and the weather holds out, I think I'm gonna take another cooler. I think I'm going to take my bigger cooler down there and try to fill it up. And it's the only thing is it's skips. Anybody that fishes for skips knows that their pattern of change from day to day. They're finicky. I don't know what it is. They're fun to catch, and when they turn on, man, you get a school fired up. I tell you what, I don't know that there's any fish just as fun to catch as you get a school of skipjack fired up and you get them catching doubles and triples, man, that's fun. And they fight. But I found a picture online here 2 or 3 months ago. It was back during the summer. And it was some dude, I'm assuming down around Florida, around the Keys or something. And he was out there holding a big old, looked like a 80 or 90 pound tarpon. He's got it in both arms, and he's holding that thing up. And I took the picture and I put it through that little meme maker I have on my phone, and I said, the face you make whenever you finally catch a decent skipjack. I stuck that thing on Instagram, and that thing blew up on there for a while. But I saw it. Somebody, I guess, screenshotted it or took it off. My Instagram goes to Twitter. Somebody took it off there or something, and I saw it on a couple forums or a couple groups there on Facebook or pages or something. I was laughing every time I saw it. And, we all think the same way. But this is my exit. ought to go in. If I wasn't, if it wasn't almost 5 o'clock and I didn't have to work tonight, I'd get off here and I'd go around and go over to the Gander Outdoors store. Now I've got a buddy that works over there, and he works just about every single day, I think. Now we would go in there and aggravate the heck out of him just for point and principle. But I ain't got time to do that today. And I don't know what Gander does as far as cameras. I know I took one into, what kind of a car? Oh, I'm in a Toyota Tundra right now. But I got this thing last year. It's an 09. It's not new by any means. But man, I tell you what, I went from I had my old Chevy was an 01, so not horribly old, but almost 20 years old. And I went from that 01 Z71 to this 09 Tundra. Man, it's night and day. I'm sold on these Toyotas now. Never thought I would be. But they had let's see, get this way. Man, I was talking about, see, this is what happens when I try to shoot a video. You guys don't get to see this because I cut it out. I was talking about something and now I got sidetracked and I forgot what it was. But oh, cameras. I don't know what Gander would do if I walked in there filming. Now I do know that Academy Sports, they have a high-speed coming part. Hey, you have it. You caught right here at the end. I'm gonna get off here just a minute or two. But we had Caitlin and I 2 or 3 years ago were down in Paducah, and I had decided I was going to do a video. I was going to let her pick out 3 lures, whatever she wanted, and the challenge was for me to go out and catch a fish with all 3 of these lures. And we walked into Academy Sports, and we didn't like walk in there with the camera going crazy or anything. We were in an aisle doing, right there at the lures filming, and man, this guy there at the Paducah store, he saw that camera out, and he threw a fit. To say he threw a fit is putting it mildly. He went ballistic over it. And he's like, you can't have a camera in here. You can't have anything that records. And I'm like, well, everybody has a cell phone. He's like, well, that's different. I'm like, but he's like, there's a sign. So I didn't see the, and I wasn't lying to him. I said I didn't see the sign. And I have since found the sign, and I don't try to film in Academy Sports anymore. I understand, that's their thing. They don't want it done, and you can't argue with them on that. But they had the sign on the going outdoor instead of the coming in. So, and it was facing out. So, like, unless you turned around, you never saw this. They put the sign on the wrong door is what they ended up doing. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm almost to the house, and I've got a bunch of vacuum sealing to do. So, guys, I appreciate you sticking around, keeping me awake today. I had a good time, and if I get down there to, there we go. Get down there and try to catch some more of those tomorrow. I might just go live on the way back there too. So 148 and 13, not quite, but roundabout. All right, guys, appreciate you sticking around, and y'all have a good night. And there's 1, 2, 3. Hold on a second here. I didn't do it. I was trying to show you that I had a half dozen deer over there off the side of the road. So it's time to go if they're getting out and moving around. Guys, take care. We'll talk to you later. 20. There you go. See you guys.